The evolution of football boots. The first football boots weren't even boots at all. In the late 1800s, players simply wore their work boots with metal studs hammered into the soles. They were heavy, uncomfortable, and would absorb water like a sponge, sometimes doubling in weight during rainy matches. By the 1950s, boots became lighter and more specialised, but they were still primarily made of leather with minimal technology. The real revolution began in the 1990s, when brands started experimenting with synthetic materials, blade studs, and position-specific designs. Today, a player's choice of boots can significantly impact their performance. The right boot can add crucial milliseconds to a sprint, improve ball control in wet conditions, or add power to a strike. The wrong boot can lead to injuries, slipping at crucial moments, or poor touch when it matters most. Classic leather boots. The leather boot dominated football for nearly a century, and for good reason. Natural leather molds to the foot provides excellent touch and offers durability that early synthetics couldn't match. The most iconic leather boot is undoubtedly the Adidas Copa Mundial, released in 1979 and still in production today. Made with kangaroo leather, it features a simple design with conical studs that work on most natural surfaces. Zinedine Zidane, Franz Beckenbauer, and Michel Platini all wore the Copa during their careers. Puma's King is another legendary leather boot worn by Pelé in the 1970 World Cup and later by Diego Maradona. The King emphasised comfort and ball feel, perfect for the technical players of that era. These classic boots were heavier, often weighing over 300 grams when dry, but provided unmatched durability and a consistent touch. They were the choice of midfield maestros who valued control over speed. Today, modern versions of these classics still exist, typically worn by traditional centre-backs, defensive midfielders, and players who prioritise comfort and reliability over cutting-edge features. Speed boots. Speed boots emerged in the early 2000s when Nike released the Mercurial series, famously worn by the Brazilian Ronaldo. These boots prioritise lightweight construction and traction, designed for straight-line speed. Modern speed boots like the Nike Mercurial Vapor, Adidas X, and Puma Ultra typically weigh under 200 grams. They feature minimal padding, synthetic uppers, and aggressive stud patterns designed to dig into the ground for explosive acceleration. The stud configuration is what truly sets speed boots apart. They often use a combination of bladed studs at the forefoot for traction during acceleration, and conical studs at the heel for quick pivoting. This configuration can reduce a player's 100-metre sprint time by up to 0.1 seconds compared to traditional boots, a marginal gain that can be the difference between reaching a through ball or watching it roll to the goalkeeper. Players who wear speed boots include Kylian Mbappé, Mohamed Salah, and Vinicius Jr., wingers and forwards whose game revolves around beating defenders with pace. These boots sacrifice some comfort and protection for pure speed, making them less suitable for players who need to absorb heavy tackles. Control boots. Control boots emerged as a category in the mid-2000s when Adidas introduced the Predator Precision, designed with input from David Beckham. These boots feature specialised zones on the upper to enhance ball control, passing accuracy, and shooting power. Modern control boots like the Adidas Predator, Nike Phantom, and Puma Future include textured elements on the upper, raised patterns, rubber fins, or specialised materials that create friction with the ball. This technology allows for more spin when striking the ball, better control in wet conditions, and more consistent passing. The sole plate on control boots typically features a mix of conical and bladed studs, providing a balance between stability for precise movements and enough traction for quick bursts of speed. They're usually slightly heavier than speed boots, averaging 220 to 240 grams. Control boots are favoured by creative midfielders, playmakers, and set-piece specialists. Players like Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno Fernandes, and Toni Kroos typically opt for this category, valuing the enhanced ball feel and passing precision over raw speed. Power boots. Power boots focus on one thing: generating maximum force when striking the ball. This category became prominent in the 2000s with the Adidas Predator Mania and Nike Total 90 series. These boots feature reinforced striking zones, often with additional padding or specialised materials that compress upon impact with the ball. This compression creates a rebound effect, adding extra power to shots and long passes. The sole plate on power boots prioritizes stability, with wider studs positioned to provide a solid platform when planting the foot to strike. They're typically heavier than other categories, sometimes exceeding 250 grams, but this added weight contributes to the power-generating capabilities. Power boots are the preferred choice for distance shooters, free kick specialists, and players known for thunderous strikes. Steven Gerrard was famous for wearing power boots throughout his career, as were Roberto Carlos and David Beckham during their prime years. Today, power boots have somewhat merged with control boots, but players like Harry Kane and Cristiano Ronaldo still opt for models that emphasize striking power. All-round boots. All-round boots emerged as brands recognized that many players don't fit neatly into the speed, control, or power categories. These boots offer balanced performance across all aspects of the game. Models like the Nike Tiempo, Adidas Copa Sense, and Puma King Platinum provide moderate weight, 220 to 250 grams, good comfort, decent speed characteristics, and reliable ball control. They typically use a mix of leather and synthetic materials to balance traditional touch with modern performance. The stud configuration on all-round boots usually features conical studs, arranged to provide 360-degree traction, allowing for multi-directional movement without sacrificing stability. This makes them ideal for players who need to perform various roles during a match. All-round boots are popular with box-to-box midfielders, fullbacks who both defend and attack, and players who value versatility. N'Golo Kante, Joshua Kimmich, and Sergio Busquets typically wear this type of boot, needing to excel in multiple aspects of the game rather than specializing in one area. The technology revolution. The most significant advancement in boot technology has been the shift from natural to synthetic materials. Modern synthetic uppers can be precisely engineered to be thinner in areas where touch is paramount, and more structured where support is needed. Stud configurations have also evolved dramatically. The traditional 6-stud design, 4 in the forefoot, 2 at the heel, has given way to complex arrangements with up to 13 studs of various shapes. Brands now use computer modeling and pressure mapping to determine optimal stud placement for different playing styles. Weight reduction has been another focus, with top-tier boots now weighing less than half of their 1990s counterparts. This has been achieved through carbon fiber, sole plates, knitted uppers, and minimalist design philosophies. Perhaps most revolutionary has been the introduction of laceless boots like the Adidas X, Speed Portal, and Puma Future Z. These provide a larger striking surface and eliminate the risk of laces coming undone during play. Initially met with skepticism, laceless designs now account for nearly 30% of professional boot choices. Player preferences and position-specific choices. Goalkeepers typically opt for boots with extra cushioning and grip, prioritizing stability over speed. Models like the Nike Tiempo and Adidas Copa are popular choices, providing the reliable platform needed for explosive jumps and quick lateral movements. Defenders often choose boots with good protection and stability. Centre-backs frequently wear leather boots with conical studs for reliable pivoting when marking attackers, while attacking fullbacks might choose lighter options that balance speed with control. Midfielders' choices vary widely based on their role. Defensive midfielders typically wear all-round boots with good protection, while attacking midfielders often opt for control boots that enhance their passing and shooting. Wingers almost universally choose speed boots, prioritizing the acceleration needed to beat defenders on the flank. Strikers' preferences depend on their style. Poachers might choose lightweight speed boots, while target men often prefer power or control options. The future of football boots. The next frontier in boot technology is already emerging: smart boots with embedded sensors that track performance metrics. Adidas has experimented with this in their GMR insole, which measures kick velocity, shot power, and running metrics. Sustainability is becoming increasingly important, with brands developing boots made from recycled ocean plastic and plant-based materials. Adidas's Prime Blue material and Nike's Move to Zero initiative represent steps toward more environmentally conscious boot production. Customization is also expanding beyond aesthetics. Players can now select specific stud configurations, upper materials, and even the stiffness of different zones in the boot. This bespoke approach allows for truly personalized performance tools rather than off-the-shelf products. Football boots have transformed from simple protective footwear to highly specialized performance equipment. The right boot can enhance a player's natural abilities, while the wrong choice can limit their potential. Whether you're a speed demon on the wing, a midfield maestro, or a no-nonsense defender, understanding boot technology helps you make informed choices about the tools of the beautiful game. If you enjoyed this breakdown of football boots, check out our video on every football formation explained, where we dive into the tactical side of the sport. Hit subscribe for more football explainers that break down the game we all love. If you have hypes left this week, it would mean the world to me if you can use it on this video to push it up the leaderboard. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.